Thank you so much. First, thank you, Equalize, for giving me this opportunity. Thanks to all my fellow academic women entrepreneurs for your amazing work, and to my mentor, Julie Sherrington, for your support and everything you've taught me. My name is Ruchi Gupta. I'm professor of pediatrics and medicine at Northwestern in Chicago, and I am the founder of YobiCare Scalp and Skin Probiotics. It's a natural science-based therapeutic to treat dry scalp and skin. This came about because I am also a mother of a daughter who was born with severe eczema and severe cradle cap. And as a pediatrician and researcher, it was my goal to find a solution that was not chemical or steroid based. Hence, we created YobiCare. It worked so well on her that a lot of the atopic adults in our family started using it and worked well on them, that we knew we were onto something and really wanted to share it with the world. Here's our agenda. We're going to talk about a lot. So let's just get started. I'll walk you through it. So the problem. Currently, there's no effective natural treatment for dry scalp, dandruff, and dry skin eczema. This is important for everyone. It's lifespan from infants to children to adults and even pets. The market for this is massive, multi-billion-dollar for dandruff and eczema, and there are significant unmet needs. About 1 in 5 people suffer from dry scalp and skin, and I'm sure all of you have at some point in time or maybe seasonally. There's a lack of effective treatments, frustrated patients, and it really negatively impacts your quality of life. So what's the science? Well, atopic skin has unbalanced microbiome, which can predispose to skin conditions such as dandruff and eczema. So in healthy skin, you have a balanced microbiome, which preserves the skin barrier. Whereas in atopic skin and this unbalanced microbiome, it alters the skin barrier, making it more vulnerable to irritants and allergens, and that leads to inflammation, flare-ups, and itching. Now, although this is a relatively new space, it is a growing space. And this is an example of a company, AOBiome, that is developing a microbiome stabilizing product for the skin. And as you can see here, they raised $100 million for this and have been publishing their data showing its effectiveness. Now, this is similar to what we're doing. Our mechanism is different, but it shows that there is a big interest from the investor market. Now, there's been a paradigm shift. So germ-killing brands now want to sell you germs. So we've all heard the antibacterial soaps and cleansers and wipes. And now these same companies are understanding there is something important about that good bacteria and keeping the microbiome stable. So big companies like Clorox, Unilever, J&J are actually entering this market. And that gives us hope for partnerships and potential acquisition. So what is our solution? So Yobi's patented solution, we call it ProBiome technology. And I want to point out these 3 very important facts about our ProBiome technology. First, it's natural, anti-inflammatory ingredients and probiotics to restore the natural microbiome. Second, we have patented technology. We just received our first patent earlier this year, and we have others pending. And third, the importance for all of us in academics for clinical trials, showing the effectiveness and safety of our work. And these have been conducted at Northwestern. Now, I'm going to get into some of those trials now. First, I want to mention that we do have an FDA IND phase 1/2 clinical trial. We are moving forward with that. However, we are going over the counter with this product. In our study, we had 35 adults and they used the treatment for 14 days. We did a baseline and an endpoint assessment in person and then daily assessments. Now, the in-person assessments, we had a physician look at the scalp and assess the scalp and also had the participants complete a scalp dex questionnaire for their symptoms. We just published this paper earlier this year, and these are our findings. So you can see that even in this small sample size, we significantly reduced, based on physician assessment, the severity of the scalp, the dry scalp. And this is what the IGA score is. It's the physician score. Also, the severity decreased by half. And this was a sum of erythema, scaling, and pruritus or itching. In the picture, you can see a before and after. You can see the significant change visually. Our competition. So we all use hair care products. So you know the antifungal treatments on the market for this. Things like Head and Shoulders, Denorex. There's also now premium salon brands. There's free from natural claims. And then there's Yobi Care, which restores the scalp hair microbiome balance. You can see we hit all of these, all natural, non-destructive to the microbiome, probiotics. And then the ones that are really important to us is that it is safe for the whole lifespan, for infants to adults. And then again, free of harmful chemicals. And finally, clinically proven to be safe and effective. What are our products? I'm very excited to share this with you. We have solidified our manufacturer and completed testing of 3 products. So for these products, including our scalp mask, shampoo, and conditioner, these are our first 3 products that are very close to being ready to market. We've completed micro, stability, and patch testing and found it to be, again, safe. So these 3 products are ready to launch by the end of this year, early next year. This is our story. From the beginning, we were formed in June of 2018. Soon after that, we were fortunate to win the INVO Northwestern competition, which provided us with $100,000 in funding, which we were then able to use for those clinical trials I just described that we recently published. At the same time, we have secured a Northwestern University exclusive licensing agreement, as well as a patent that I mentioned earlier, and have filed an additional one. We have established our manufacturer. Our final initial products are complete, and we are excited to get them launched later this year. We are also securing our first B2B partnership and launching a children's study. Our business model, B2C, monetization via direct sales using e-commerce channels, and then B2B. So Yobi products sold through premium retailers, and then also partnerships through salon spas or other product lines where we can have a non-exclusive licensing. So the probiome technology can really be the intel in their products. We're excited about our pipeline. We have many ideas for next stage. So as I mentioned, by the end of this year, we hope to have the scalp hair care regimen for adults ready to go. Early next year, the scalp and hair care regimen for children. By next summer, finish up our R&D and product development for the skincare line, launch this in the fall of 2022, and then move on to this big area of pet care the following year by developing and launching those products. Any company is only as good as its team, and we are very fortunate to have an incredible team. We have wonderful IP counsel. On our board of directors, it's myself, Dr. Jane, who's a biomedical engineer and also a physician at Northwestern, Carl Trainer, who has had over 30 years experience in venture capital, helping startups become successful, and is also an entrepreneur himself. Bela Mehta, who also is an entrepreneur and has started multiple public-facing companies and is also a managing partner in a venture capital. They've been instrumental to the business aspect of Yobi Care. We have an incredible advisory board with 2 world-renowned dermatologists who have been with us from the beginning, developing this product, Peter Leo and Amy Paller, who is chair of dermatology at Northwestern. We also have Nuri Hong, who's CEO of a microbiome company, and Julie Sherrington, my amazing mentor and incredible biotech executive. We are also expanding our advisors and starting to hire for operational. Our financial projections, now these lines pertain to all our products. I've talked to you about the hair care line, the adult hair care, the pediatric hair care, then of course the skin care, the pet products, and then co-branded licensing agreements. We expect the revenue to increase as each of these products become available. And a lot of these projections are based off of other similar companies. Some of these are other microbiome companies. as well as other hair care, skincare companies. Our proposed funding. So we are initiating our pre-seed round with friends and family. We are hoping to raise 1 to 1.5 million. We've secured more than half of this, and we want to close by the end of the year. Since our products are ready to go, the majority of these funds will be used for marketing, and then along with other pieces, business development, operations, etc. So why invest in Yobi? Well, why not? There's a growing demand for natural and long-acting remedies. The microbiome cosmetic market is forecasted to grow with a CAGR value of 7.5% over the next 5 years. And this is what consumers want. They want a shorter ingredient list, more transparency, clinically proven effectiveness, and companies that are mission-based. Now, this is an opportunity to partner with world-class academic, not that I'm biased, but also a proven R&D organization, strong team with a track record of building global businesses, differentiated, clinically proven, patented technology, a targeted growing consumer base, and supporting a pipeline of products to augment the existing portfolio. So that's it. One of my favorite quotes, Maya Angelou, do the best you can until you know better. Then when you know better, do better. I think we do this in academics and medicine all the time. Now that we have something that we know to be safe and effective and works, we need to get it out there. So thanks again for your consideration, and I'm happy to take any questions.
Great presentation, yet another one. Thank you so much. Meghana, do you want to start us off with any comments or questions?
Yeah, just a couple questions. One, yeah, great presentation. What do you believe of your adult sort of population? What do you believe like the biggest customer segment is? Is it those adults that Head and Shoulders just doesn't work, or is it perhaps those that, you know, to your point, are looking for a shorter ingredient list, something more natural? Just some thoughts around that would be great. And then my second question, and this is more general, around the microbiome on the scalp. Is there any sort of evidence kind of in the long run, this is sort of beyond maybe the scope of your presentation, is just any chance of that, you know, obviously you showed that it affects, you know, dandruff and things like that, but anything about hair growth or just, you know, making the hair look healthier, just if there's any evidence around that.
Oh my goodness, it's such important questions. And we actually were just talking about that last night in our board meeting. So yes, so the adult population, that is such a good question, is how do you market this? Because it does stabilize the microbiome for any scalp. You know, I use it regularly. I don't have dry scalp, but my scalp feels great, right? So do you market it as a replacement for Head and Shoulders, or do you market it as restorative for having a healthy scalp? And those are things that now that the products are done and we are building up our marketing team, we will have to address. But I do think this is useful for any adult, especially the ones who have issues with dry scalp or dandruff. I mean, it's been proven for them. So, you know, that targeted marketing is our next phase, you know, and how do you do it? And do you develop different products for different populations as well? You know, so that is a great question. The question about hair growth, I've been asked multiple times, and that is something, you know, we actually discussed last night and started finding partners to test that, because that's such a complex thing. And what claims can you make? And as scientists, you know, we're always wanting to make sure we are, you know, not selling snake oil. So proving in some regards how we can support hair growth or by promoting scalp health and microbiome health is really important. And that is an area that, as we discussed last night, we are interested in getting involved in.
Thanks.
Great, thanks, Meghana. Christine.
Yeah, great presentation, thanks. I guess, you know, everybody's microbiome, at least that's what I've heard, is different. So on the scalp, is that also true? And do you have a feeling yet for whether or not, you know, this is going to work for 10%, 40%, 90% of the population? That's my first question. And then my second question is going to the other end of the spectrum with, on marketing. And just curious how you think about going head to head with somebody like Abiome, who's been in the market for a little while. I actually purchased it in the past as well. So sort of both ends of the spectrums, kind of the science and then the marketing.
Yeah, great questions. And I didn't answer that from the last question set. So the question about what is the microbiome, what's a healthy microbiome, and how does that change person to person? Because you're right, an individual approach is always ideal. We are learning more and more about scalp microbiome. There's a lot we know about skin microbiome. There's a lot more that's been done in that space. For the participants in our study, we did swab their scalps pre and post to try to identify what the bacterial fungal makeup before and afterwards. And that is something we're analyzing currently. So hopefully I will have a little bit more data on that soon. But we do know, common culprits that are for both the skin and scalp initially, and then how does this impact it, and to what level of severity we are also trying to understand. So we had people at different levels of severity and who benefited most. So to your question, what percentage and what level of severity? Those are really great questions. And we're getting more and more data on that, and hopefully we'll have better answers. What we do know is it does help low or moderate, I guess, up to moderate. The severe cases, it has, our dermatology colleagues have used it in their practices, and it does calm it, but they may also need more stringent prescription strength things. So that's the answer to that. And then your other question, marketing, right? Wait, what was it again? Just real quick.
Sorry, given ABiome has been out there for a while.
Yes.
Yeah, how are you going up against them?
Yeah, well, I mean, I respect ABiome and all the other companies working in this space. I think there's plenty of room in this space, and each company is different, right? ABiome's product needs refrigeration. There's some, there's the spray content. I know they're working on that. Ours doesn't. So different consumers may be attracted to different product lines. Also, we are focused primarily on the scalp, and then we are going to develop on the skin where they went backwards. And I do think this is an open area for us right now, because I think there are a lot of companies moving into skin, and we are starting with the scalp. That's how this all started for us, and moving there, and working our way toward the skin. But I guess my easy answer is, I think there's a lot of space. This is a hot area, and I think this is how it's moving forward. And each product is a little different in the way it works and how it's stored, and et cetera. And so people will go to what they want.